Higher Value Show with Cashman and Rondo Brad. Let's go, let's smoke some weed, learn some things, investigate on the beat, let it rain. We're here to open up your mind to the truth that you will find. So light it up and join the crew. Higher Values, we're here for you.
What the fuck? I am not the producer. When can Corey come back? Okay, what's up, guys? So, I'm not gonna really be the host on Saturdays, or whatever day it is, Tuesday. Yeah, so it's gonna be this guy right here. So I'm gonna let him take over and do this thing because I already botched the shit from the start. And here's your other host.
Ooh,
and then there's Brad.
Hello.
Corey, get done with the firefighter shit because I don't like doing intros.
Yeah. Yeah, stop being so important and saving the world.
All right. Well, welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to It's Different. You hear that clap? Because we got the good mic tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing out the good stuff, the premium stuff, because it's Tuesday. We got everybody here. We got Cosmo, we got Cashman, we got Brad, and you got your boy, the Cosmic Adonis, Sean, Vicalicious, Big Vic, Big Bear, the Diamond Badger. I got a ton of nicknames, dude, and it's okay. I respond to all of them. Someone calls me Adam, and I'm in on that. This is the first of a new evolution. That's why this is episode 7 of It's Different, the evolution. We are live streamed. If you go to Higher Values on Twitter, on YouTube, on wherever they are, Kick, Twitch, Stretch, all of them, you can click the link and you can see us. I'm waving. I'm doing my Vicalicious sign right now with the birds I used to do at concerts. You can see all of it. It's real. You're welcome to join. You're welcome to listen. You're welcome to do whatever makes you happy. So we're going to go some places tonight. We're going to talk about some information, some misinformation, how you consume the information and what that does to your, what's that thing we do? We're alive to our life, right? And we're going to get into that, kind of tied into how it's disseminated, okay? I want to say hello to everybody. Let's get her on the table. Cash, how you living tonight, dude? Welcome to Tuesday.
Well, shit, man. I'm good. We're in here, doing something different, trying it out, see how it goes. Hopefully, take it to the next level, see what's happening. It's a little bright in here, so, the future is bright. Had to put the shades on, you know what I'm saying? Had to block out that sun.
And them haters.
And visions in the dark.
Yeah, them haters too,
They out there. Cosmo, bruh, I'm not gonna lie. I like seeing you because you're like I'm gonna be honest, out of the four of us, you're the most attractive human being. So you're gonna see my eye angle going right and down because that's where he is on my screen.
It's got to be that throat spray, I think.
Dude, I went hard. It was rough, but it was worth it. Yeah. I mean, eventually I'm just gonna be completely covered. But yeah, man, how you guys doing? It's good to see all your faces. I feel like I know everybody a lot better now, except for Cosmic, because you're just in the darkness. There's nothing about you I know from your background. So I don't know. I feel like we're being vulnerable, except for you, Cosmic. So where are you at, bud? Like, where are you? Where it's that dark and you're just spotlighted?
I'm on my back patio with a ring light, bro. Like, this is natural.
Nice.
I could turn the patio light on and you could see a swing set maybe, or the garden boxes, but I doubt it. Maybe we'll do that later.
Yeah. That'd be a good show.
I like to be outside.
Honestly, just to touch on that, I do love that we're all up in here because that we can see motion. We know what's going to take each other off. We know what's making each other happy. We know when to shut up. We know when to just sit back and go. It's going to be different. We were talking about where we're going to head with the news direction today, and the information we're going to talk about, or the disinformation. I don't want to steal the thunder, but you guys see what's happened in the news today?
Like what?
Brad News Report. It's Rando Brad.
I wasn't
News
going here now,
Report.
but we're going here now. We're gonna do it.
Connecticut,
Fuck.
their 911 shut down today. Ain't nobody
What?
calling out for help in Connecticut. This isn't the first time we've had 911 alerts be totally shut down in different states and different areas. Is this a test of our overall psychology and to see how readily we overreact to the situation? Or is this just, in fact, outages that are happening? I personally would like to think that this is a test of our psychology to see how much we are relying on the 911 system. That's my personal opinion. What's your guys'?
See how fast they can cut us off to everybody else.
That could be something too.
Yeah,
there's a
I
lot of
mean,
angles here.
it seems like what I've noticed is like there's patterns of running tests with these events that happen, or these consistent crises that we go from, like pandemics and then, war with Ukraine and all these different things. So we're in continual
Pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic. There you go, bud. We're in that continual cycle of just jumping from one trauma to the next. So we never notice these trends. But now with like Twitter and with these types of outlets, like streaming and being able to come together and talk about this stuff, we can really start to see those patterns. So like to me, Brad, it reminds me of just kind of what's going on with Cuba right now. Like they're completely blacked out, like no power, and they're all blaming America, and so I don't know. It seems like the recipe for what is going to happen next has been here many times, and it just depends on which way it's going to go. Not to go too heavy too soon, but that's me, guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, I guess that brings in a totally different shift of conspiracy, because when we're testing information and we're just throwing shit out there, where's it going to go? Where's it end up? Who's rebuttaling it? Who's throwing out random information to refute it? So that loosely ties in, but we had the E. coli outbreak at McDonald's that happened, just today. Now, is this associated with the fact that President Trump was just at McDonald's and, they're like, let's just shut down McDonald's and, not hype it up? Or is this just nasty motherfuckers not washing their hands and it's just coincidental?
I mean,
It
I
could
just
be
think
both.
it's nasty motherfuckers that just scratch their ass and go make your fucking hamburger afterwards. But that's just me. I don't know.
No,
But
I'm with Cash,
True.
dude. I work at a place where it's a big locker room bathroom, right? And I might be one that takes a little while to use the restroom when I need to sit down. Okay, we'll say that in the most polite way I can. As Brad said, I need to search it up. So
take
I
15
hear
minutes, take
people
shit.
go pee pee. I hear people
Go
go
pee.
make poop poop, and I hear them walk right out. No water to wash hands, no drying. They just walk right out. I know who one of them is, and I call them poopy hands when I'm cooking breakfast. I'm like, don't bring your poopy hands over here. Everyone knows that you don't wash your hands after you use the bathroom. All right, you
What
take
else?
that
You got them
nasty stuff to
hands?
another table. I don't play them games, and that happens, right? Like if it's happening where I'm at, it's probably happening at McDonald's.
Absolutely. It's not like McDonald's is a high level establishment. Let's pump the brakes on that one.
Wait a minute.
Breaking
wait a
news.
minute. The
Breaking
Golden
news.
Arch Supper Club is not a high level establishment in this day and
Did you
age.
just,
What the fuck are
you
you
just called
talking
that
about?
shit a supper club?
Yeah, the Golden Arch Supper Club, bro.
That's hot.
What the fuck?
Yes,
Don't be
Florida
dissing
Dad
my
told me
shit,
to
man.
wash their hands.
Yes, hell yeah. That's like one of the few things we really get on our boys about. Like, wash your hands.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know. That was just one of the things I saw was the CDC was quick to throw some shit out so that they could backlash Trump. But I was really quick to go into the comments and be like, y'all do realize how many people don't wash their hands, right? Like, we should talk about it. Maybe
Well,
COVID
yeah.
was a pandemic. Maybe if we all would have washed our hands, it wouldn't have fucking spread like crazy. I don't know.
This is true, because there's a bunch of you nasty motherfuckers out there. There's probably a couple of you bitches out here watching this somewhere.
I know,
You
and
motherfuckers need to go wash your hands.
And then they do those TikTok challenges where they go around the
Yeah.
grocery store talking about, y'all, what are we
Nasty
doing, man?
fucks.
Yeah, they're doing the dance.
I want to wash my hands right now. And some like hand sanitizer.
If y'all were on the live, you would have seen my dancing and my wink. But Brad, though, that brings up a valid point because, like, there's a lot of truth in a lot of the conspiracies. There is, and I've researched and found things like documents, like actual hard evidence that says, okay, the government did this, and that opens up a door of distrust. And it gets really fun to try to find these things. And I'm going to say most people really like to want to believe all of them, right? We want to lean into the crazy, and that's what the world is. But at the same time, there's got to be some common sense. There's got to be some step back. There's got to be oh yeah, the Democrats are doing that because Trump went to McDonald's and people were like, oh, he's working with his hands. So they had to slander it and do this E. coli and they planted it. And that sounds cool. And maybe that's real. But also the logic of people don't wash their hands all the time. This stuff happens. There's listeria breakouts twice a year and stuff flying off the shelves. So like it can't all be this fun, we'll dive in conspiracy. There has to be, there's a reality also. They coincide. And, it's up to you. I really lean into like intuition and discernment, right? And that I've done whole shows on how to develop that, talk to that, listen to that. But you have to have that. Otherwise, you're going to get lost on chasing that rabbit hole for a high, because that's what it is when it's not true. Or you're going to get lost on just accepting everything that you're told. And once you do that, dude, like that's almost worse. You're either crazy or you're a freaking idiot, like pick your poison. Or learn your body and learn some logic and learn some basic information to discern.
Yo, I just want to shout out Chiba Pet checking in over on X. Those comments don't show up right now.
Bring my plant down.
If you want them to show up, you'll have to come over to YouTube. For whatever reason, Riverside doesn't integrate X yet, but soon enough. Anyways, love you guys.
I just ASL Chiba twice for those of you who are wondering, because we do that on this show. We care about everybody.
I really need to make sure I have my Chiba Pet down here for the show, but it's up there. It's in where it needs to be growing. It's doing its thing. We're a weekend to grow. This Chiba Pet, I'm gonna take the lean into it. Yo, this is premium, high quality soil. Okay, we're not talking no nitrates. We're not talking no Miracle Grow bullshit. We're talking some good quality peat moss. I think it was peat sphagnum in there. Y'all gonna quote me on that one and say I'm wrong, but real high quality ingredients. We got some moss, good quality soil. You just add water to your weed. You don't need to over fertilize. You don't need to overdo. I'm stupid at all this math and how to figure this out.
Put the shit
she told
in the
me just add water.
And let it grow too.
Just 70-degree temp, maybe up to 80. For growing. 12 weeks later, you got buds, baby, and if the seed don't pop, they give you an extra seed. If that seed don't pop, they give you their phone number. Talk about, hey, hit us up because we're going to get you straight. And I appreciate that type of service these days.
What kind of yield do you get from that? Like,
personally, this is my first plant. But I do understand it's, a little smaller pot. So you're probably going to get a smaller, maybe like an ounce or two, an outside grow full tree. Likely just going to get a couple good quality dank buds.
But you can get a cool NFT with it.
Oh,
that's. I mean, like I said, I got.
If that floats your boat, or you can go to .com and use code higher values and save yourself 20%.
Got 20% off. That's a clutch one.
Click that link right below.
I popped that seed right in the dirt. I didn't have to do any of that, like soak it in the paper towel. None of that. Just put it right in the dirt and it popped up 3 days later.
Heck yeah, man.
I don't germinate my own garden. I let the dirt do it. So I like that. I respect
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's enough of that.
Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Because like we talked about like a order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And Brad was like, screw multiplication.
God damn, I ain't heard that in years.
We're going straight to addition and subtraction, But we have exponents in parentheses we got to get to. So
double back.
I want to backside for a second.
Double back before we go too far.
I want to talk about Cosmo real quick. And I want to be like, yo, give me a mental minute, man. Give me something you're seeing, you're feeling, you're noticing that would be a good thing for someone to focus on throughout the week to help themselves grow.
I think if you're like, I assume most of us, you're probably on social media quite a bit, especially if you don't trust the mainstream, which seems like we're all part of that at this point. I think mentally it can be pretty draining going through all that stuff, especially if you're into conspiracies and like doing your own research. There's a lot of really dark, heavy stuff. And so I've noticed for myself, if I don't consciously try and do something about that, like digest it. My favorite is just meditation because I'm a woo woo dude. You know, I love spirit, and so I'll just like shut down and try and process the day. And I learn a lot during that time, which is I think great for your personal growth. Like to be able to have just quiet time and silence to be able to look at things and to actually think about them instead of just consuming constantly, which I think we're going to probably get into tonight, is like consuming information, how that affects you, how it affects your psychology, and all these things. So, so I would just say a helpful practice would be just anything you can do to be able to digest your day, like digest all the feelings, like all the little tiffs you have with your kids or spouse or partner, whatever. And be able to kind of let go of that, because when we don't, same as like food, right? Like imagine eating a bunch of food and then never digesting it. If you're just taking in all these emotions, all these thoughts, all these feelings, and you're never digesting it, that shit turns into disease. Like that's cancer. That's literally what that shit is, you know. So I think it's just like a maintenance routine. It's like, you know, washing your body or, you know, feeding yourself, anything like that. Just take care of your psychology. Brad. There you go. Yeah.
I appreciate it. No, because it's perfect, right? Because like Cosmo's smart and he ties it into what we're doing because he uses the brain thing that he has, and we don't all do that. So I respect it. But two, I'm glad we backtrack because when I made the call, sometimes I make the wrong call. You know, I audible and it screws up the whole thing. But this one was good because it gives us a lens, right? So like if you're watching, listening, if you're interested, I think that is a good lens to put on the eyes and the ears to see what we're going to talk about tonight. And I want to reiterate the communicating with the spouse, the children, whoever's in your home. Um, Clean, open communication like that, that'll change the whole life because you're there all the time. And not everybody does that too, especially men. You know, just I'll be straightforward and honest with it, bro. Like chill out, get over yourself and talk about it.
If we
Game
can be
changer.
real for just a few seconds, I'm dealing right now with my daughter. That's a bad way to put it. Well, I'm talking with my daughter right now on how to get through behavioral issues with other children and how to navigate the complexities of dealing with multiple personalities in and outside the classroom. How do you navigate people saying, "Oh, your teeth are ugly. Oh, you look like this. Oh, you're weird. Oh, you're that, whatever." And now it's kind of gotten to a point where she wanted to become a people pleaser and just laugh at all these jokes and this and that. And now it's kind of, bullying, but maybe they don't even realize that they're bullying her because she's just accepted it. And now, she's going with the flow. And I've told her it's not that I want her to get physical. Let's not take this in, the totally wrong way. Um, but you do need to stand up for yourself and say, this is my line. This is where I'm at. If you don't respect who I am, then we will have to, maybe cross a line and figure it out. But definitely you have to assert yourself. And this is where I'm at today. I won't take any more and navigate through that. But I really had to just kind of open up to what was happening in her life to even know that that was happening. And I can't stress enough, like, I never would have known the amount of harassment that goes on in her life if I wouldn't have taken, some time throughout the week. And Cashman can vouch to this. There's a lot of times throughout the evening time, I just shut my phone down and he can't get a hold of me. That's because I'm trying to spend time with my family. I have to. When my daughter's home, I can't just be, I can't, because that's going to represent a bad look, and she's going to know that that's what we do as adults, but that's not what we do. We need to be, cognitive, understanding, and a little bit communicative with each other. And that's what I'm trying to do to her and just show her that respect. Let's talk about it. Let's figure things out. Where are you at? How are we getting there? Where are we going to go? Um, so, yeah, definitely with your kids, with your spouse, with your friends, open up.
You're a good dad, dude. That's huge stuff. That's great stuff to do. I, I, just the social world I'm in, not myself, but I'm gonna speak from what I hear other people saying. A lot of dads don't jump into that arena, especially when the kids are a little bit older. They think the mom's going to be the one that they open up to, and they don't assert themselves into that role of, I'm a part of your life. I'm here to guide. I'm here to support. I'm here to love. I'm here to listen. And I think, especially with a daughter, man, that's a huge thing for a dad to do. Huge, dude. That impacts her when she's 20 and when she's 30, not just when she's 11. So that's great advice. That's huge props. Like, everyone who's listening, if that resonates with you, make it your own. Do that in your own way. It doesn't have to be exactly what Brad does. I think the biggest message I ever give people is
Please.
do it in your own way. But the Brad, I love it, dude. Huge respect. I want to take a second. It's different Tuesday. If you're on the Twitter space, I've heard there's an audio lag. There is the link for the live right under it. You can watch it on Twitter through the link, so it's not like a hard stretch. We're gonna see how having the space goes. I'm thinking already that it might not be a it might not be a thing, but we're gonna experiment. All right.
Maybe if we just use it for the calls, we'll
For the
figure it
calls,
out.
for the callers on the radio show.
Yeah.
I'm looking. We ain't got no callers yet. All right.
We'll figure it out.
Brad or Cosmo, anything else on that? Or do we want to hear a little bit Cash? Like, I want to give you a spot, dude. I don't know if it's like what you smoking today, what you did today. Did you like stream today? What you got? Did you fish?
Well, I think you're muted, Cash.
He's got walrus chopsticks in his mouth.
I got these 2 donkeys right here.
There
I
you
need to
go.
smoke.
Mm.
I was muted because I'm fucking retarded. But it's okay. I think I'm gonna smoke again. Fuck it.
Well, okay.
Shit, let's talk about the birds and how they work for the CIA and shit.
All right.
Hey, are we gonna pull up a picture?
1 second.
Because we couldn't do that
Let me
before.
lead into
Brad.
this.
Hey.
Let me lead us into this.
Hey, Brad, can you lead us into this?
So, have you guys ever been driving a car? You're going down a country road, maybe a highway, I don't care, and there's a bird on the side of the road. And as soon as you're driving, that bird will do some weird bird tricks and just be like, I'm a bird. And it's almost every fucking time. And if you're just now thinking to yourself, damn, there's always a bird.
That's true.
No shit.
It's true, bro.
Always a bird there doing some fucking bird things, huh? But what is they doing? Now, are they CIA operative drones? Now, obviously, this is way over here, but maybe we've heard that theory. But we do know that pigeons have been used as carriers for over 5,000 years. So it's not like Intel's not going back and forth, or we cannot utilize them. Now, obviously, we know that the ravens, we can leave out the dishes and, do the metal collecting plates and, offerings for them, and we can work with them, and maybe you can get some cool rings and diamonds from them because they'll go steal some shit from people.
We can
Is
work.
that what
with
This
the
sounds like some Harry Potter shit.
No, it's like a gypsy. Is that gypsy magic?
Hey,
I mean, I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to find this out on my own and figure out how I can do this. I haven't actually figured this one out, but I know, like, with the pigeons and stuff, Mike Tyson, he's one of the bigger people with the pigeons, and that was one of the people where I
He
was
got
first
into
like,
it.
well, maybe this isn't all just some weird shit. So I just started trying to understand what was happening, and I guess there's like a massive iron deposit that's inside the beak of the pigeon where they can navigate the magnetic fields. And that's how they use their homing beacons, if you will. But I guess what always made me wonder is, okay, bet we figured this out in 2000 whatever, 1990 whatever. No, we figured this out like fucking 3000 BC. So what's up with that? And I don't know shit about fuck. So that's just me being a stoner.
I don't know shit about fuck either, but I know this joint's hidden.
Like a bunch of smiling dick.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's excessive when we have these. Like, these are always in our faces all the time, even our cameras and stuff. So what do you need birds for? To really, I guess spy on the public or gather intel on the public. But
Fuck, they're already they're like you said, they're already in our hands. I mean,
it's
they got
everywhere.
everything they want. I mean,
Yeah, so maybe for more kind of like specialized purposes, that stuff could be used for.
Honestly,
I don't know.
I'm not a bird conspiracy theorist. I'm not. How about I put
He's a
it that way.
generalist.
That one's a little far.
I actually I love birds. I don't know if you guys know, you and Cosmic. I have a pollinator garden where I basically fucking just feed birds and butterflies. I love
Sick.
birds.
That's dope.
I don't think that every bird is a government fucking robot, but I do think that the government does make robots. And there's
Yeah.
probably one bird that's flying around right now that is a drone. Or we don't know it's a bird or don't know it's a drone because it's disguised as a bird and it's flying, what, 300 feet, 400 feet in the air. And how are we ever going to tell? I'm not trying to say that all birds, that'd be stupid, but I think it would also be a little naive to think that we wouldn't be flying birds in other countries potentially to get intel. Just like China tried to use a weather balloon or whatever the fuck they did, 2 years ago. Maybe they've also tried to use birds over here, and maybe they're Chinese fucking spies. Uh,
Other countries have phones too, though.
well, what are they trying to get intel on?
Right. No, I know. I feel you. I feel you. There's
Listen,
some
Just-
in that thought.
Listen though, when Toto did this last time,
That's
I asked Brian. I said, so like
Oh,
when this
but-
I
Brian.
would have asked Brian too.
What's Brian doing? Oh.
let's bring him up.
Bring him up. We got our first caller. It's Brian.
No, but let me try to see if this is ready to.
Yeah, because I think I know where you're going. Pull it up because that kind of that gives a little authenticity.
Oh,
to
there you
what you're
go.
talking about.
This was 1970. Okay, we have this dragonfly disguised as a bumblebee. I don't know what they're talking about. It's a dragonfly, so whatever. They're talking about 1970
No doubt.
UAV. That's the first flight, and we talked about this before we got on here. And there's no refuting it. This particular bug was not seen in action. But is it fair to say that after 50 years, they just invented this? They said, look what we got. We're not using it.
I did see it on a documentary thing, and I don't remember this was at work at home when I watched it. I really don't, but the images are in my head, and I remember him saying like, yeah, it was not used. It's in like a museum, but they
Mhm.
showed it. They flew it. They flew it in the room, which was pretty cool, and it wasn't overtly loud. Like I would expect it to be like something where I'm like, okay, I know that this is like a machine, and you really couldn't tell. So I give it props on that. And they said that they did experiment with other types of prototypes like that. It wasn't just a dragonfly. Like they evolved it. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah, it's like those cell towers that they try and make look like trees, but they don't look anything like trees because it's all geometric, and there's like half as many branches as there should be. This obviously isn't that; it's much more sophisticated. And
Yeah.
if this was 1970, like what do they have now? It's probably
So-
just like nano
Actually, we should
particulates.
Let me stop sharing this one. Let me
They
go into a
have one of
different
those trees in a
1970.
bar parking lot in Baton Rouge. A bar parking, like not even hidden in trees. It's like there's nothing around. It's just a tree tower. Like, whoa,
It's
okay,
the
yeah.
nature. Yeah, nice.
All right, here we go. So let's pull one up from CNN, and I hope we don't get a copyright on here.
Echo?
So let's go into this fancy ad up top because I love that. Can I even click out of that? Nope, we're screwed. Okay, so CNN saying House representative ordered an investigation into whether the Department of Defense experimented with ticks and other insects as biological weapons. A little bit different than spying on people, but still in the realm of utilizing insects against people. And I guess that's kind of where I've always just wondered, like what the government will utilize, maybe birds for, maybe insects, whatever, maybe people.
So did we see what Ecto said in the chat?
No, what did he say?
He said, "Call me crazy, but I think they mainly use those things in foreign countries or something to where they actually have to be secretive. They already can do whatever they want with our info."
Yeah,
He's not wrong.
true that.
Likely.
True that.
Likely.
So
There-
that's a good point because your phone comes with a setting on that gives permission to use the microphone and report back for data usage, and that's why you like talk about, oh, I need an air mattress, and you see 10 ads for air mattresses.
Yep.
Right.
It
Yeah.
comes on, and you can go turn it off. I turned it off probably like 3 months ago, and I noticed that completely stopped happening. My ads became a lot more random, a lot less what I was talking about or what I was searching for. So that's definitely like there's some validity to that comment for damn sure.
So let's say, and I don't want to just pull out every whatever random, but I'm going to be the conspiracy theorist guy. So we got 16 people that are orchestrating some sort of defense measure or attack against something, right? And the cell phones know that because they've articulated that back and forth. But they know that they're being tracked. So then they just stop using the cell phone communication and then just start talking in person. Because this is what bad guys do. So let's assume this is where we're going with this. Would we not still utilize some aerial surveillance techniques that are in disguise? Or we just throwing that out the window? Because if ISIS was here, allegedly, they still are. You know, we have some Chinese mafia camps all around. Would we
I
not
thought we
want
got
to
rid of
have-
them.
Yo, get the fuck out. That's another episode. We'll go down. Shut the fuck up.
Feisty.
No. I don't know what's worse, the Chinese mafia camps all around America or the fucking Christians that are trying to tear us apart. We'll get into that later.
Oh fuck.
Jesus
Y'all
Christ.
about to look like a bunch of smiling dickheads with a new
So if we
diet.
get back over here, we were talking about CDC earlier. CDC and Plum Island, they go hand in hand. When the Center for Disease Control, when we're talking about them, you got to talk about Plum Island and the people who make these fucking diseases, because that's on the low. We know that the COVID came from fucking the Wuhan lab. And if you don't know that the Wuhan lab makes shit, you do now. And if you don't know that
Whoa,
we have
you
our
mean
own Wuhan
COVID was
lab,
man-made?
hey, and guess what we got right here in our own fucking country? We
That's a
got
lot of
our
weed.
own fucking area where we create these fucking biological weapons ourselves. So get over that. That's another episode where we're going to Plum Island and how they moved to Kansas right next to our meatpacking facility. It's not even a fucking big deal.
No,
But
no,
over here-
nothing to see.
Not even a
No.
big deal. No.
In the 50s, in the 70s here, we were using ticks to spread Lyme disease in America. Apparently, we were going to use this in the Cold War later on, but we definitely used it here. So if you get Lyme disease today, just blame the CIA.
Or in
And
modern
fair.
terms,
Right.
I mean Bill Gates.
It's fair.
So that's
Bill Gates is malaria, and we're going to get there. Get there right now.
I have a feeling we're all gonna have black SUVs rolling up eventually.
Whatever.
I've been waiting for it. I cuss out the government at least once a week on my phone when I'm driving to or from work because I know they're listening.
I don't know if I can
Of course they
prove
are.
the CIA did it all, but
Just
let
the
me just pull up
majority
the
of
quick
it.
Google overview, okay? Because I think we all can say that we trust Google's AI overview over Wikipedia. I don't know.
It's about the same.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But at least it's one click and it's already right here.
So convenient.
Operation Dropkick.
Yeah, 1956, Army Chemical Corps released
you go.
uninfected female mosquitoes into Savannah, Georgia, to test the feasibility using mosquitoes to spread an entomological warfare agent. So we know that they do this shit. They did
Yeah,
it
well,
with
there was
Lyme disease. They did it with malaria and mosquitoes. And the goal to release these mosquitoes in African village to spread a genetic mutation that's lethal to their own. Like, this is just like, this is crazy that this is fucking happening. But
well, it's happening now too. I mean, I've seen videos on Twitter of these like massive airdrops of genetically engineered mosquitoes that supposedly are supposed to vaccinate the population, but who knows what's in them.
What's in those vaccines?
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, I think we know it's not good. It's not what they say it is. I don't feel like you have to really dig very deep to see that, especially if you're on X and or any on any platform that's not like censored, you know.
Right.
Because that's a real
They
thing.
don't
now.
censor media. They don't censor none of that stuff, guys. Come on, our government would never do that to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Stop it.
Don't look into George Soros. Nothing
No,
to see
stop
there.
it.
Don't look into
Stop.
foreign
He
ownership.
didn't
of,
buy like 400 fucking radio stations or whatever it was.
Well,
But, you know, nothing to say.
Equating to what, like 85% or something like that.
Yeah. Shh. There's nothing to see there.
Yeah.
This is a good episode.
Bro, Cash is talking. I like it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
told you, man, get me the fuck out of spaces and I'd fucking talk.
That's all we needed.
Now he's gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it,
Oh,
constantly.
man.
The space is looking. I mean, there's some awesome people in there. We got Vital Man, Saul, and
Man,
Stevesy.
tell him to get on over into YouTube.
But dude. The space is looking dirt outside of them three. But yeah, you can see it's I'm doing a lot of weird facial shit.
That's great.
As a child, and I cannot not do stuff when I'm on a camera. It's me. Brad's gonna hate it because it's probably taking attention from all of his important stuff.
There's nothing happening over here.
I just
got
want to make it
wigs if we go
known
crazy.
that I remembered to mark shit this whole fucking time. I've already got like 11 or 12 fucking things marked, guys. So just want to point that out. Whether it's good
I
shit, I
love
don't
it.
know, but I just been going mark.
We got
I hope
heated a
it's
few
good.
times on there. I like it.
It'll be
So we have a lot of information about the CIA. What do we do with that information? We just told them not to trust these fuckers? What do we do?
I mean, yeah.
You go, Cosmo. You're more important and better
Me
looking.
too.
So much flattery, dude. I can't.
This is the neck tattoo.
Now I forgot what I was gonna say because of the flattery. Yeah,
right, well,
it's gone. Why don't you take it now?
Yeah.
You get it
Right.
back.
Really
I want
All
to throw
right.
this out there. So we were talking about Project Mockingbird, and so I started just kind of skimming because I haven't looked at that in probably 7 or 8 years. I'm not gonna say
Let
I
me
really
pull that
remember
up.
anything, but I did highlight this part here that I thought was interesting. So the first few pages, I'm on page 17. So like the first like 10 pages is just like names. It's about the two
Right.
guys that got information, where they got it from, names that they drop in the document, names that they redact, because they redact more in this document than the Gateway Experience, than Project Looking Glass, than the Philadelphia, the boat. I forget the name of that one.
Dang.
There's,
Yeah.
there's more redacted here than in those three. Those are three I've read multiple times. But they're talking about how they used the CIA
Yeah.
was sitting in Europe. They found this surprising. The guy who wrote it up, that they were surprised that the CIA was sitting in European nations having socialist meetings
Have
with
you guys
government.
have
And the
them?
way they say it is, let's see, this is really hard to read. Whereas intelligence gathering
And these
missions
boys
to
are like
promote
14 in Columbus.
a word I
15,
can't
like,
read,
they're young.
stylistic movements and groups abroad, as some evidence now indicates. That's not even the one I was trying to get to. Cheese and crackers. Basically, they
Yeah.
have implications on. They don't know if they were doing it to gather information, right, to bring it back, or if they were doing it to seed information and push the socialist agenda
Yeah, people are
to
crazy.
create more chaos, to create more division, to create more war. All right, because like I'm gonna say this, I got a partner. He's a legit high flying lawyer. He's international. I mean, technically, he is international. And he is very far left. Wants to get into politics. I am very anarchist. I'll do my hands like this, and we got in a big conversation. You know what? I cosmoed myself. That was actually like some important. That was going to be helpful. We were talking about redacting if they were seeding information.
Yeah.
The CIA
You're-
will do that to
you're-
you. I swear to God.
Did they
Your
hack?
lawyer
You're
friend?
processed out.
Your high power lawyer?
Did they just hack me?
Mm-hmm.
Did they chip me and hack me and I don't know it?
Likely.
Fucking shut that mode down.
Dear
Get our
Cosmo,
mind readers in there.
we're gonna interrupt if we find it. I'm gonna try to
It's
remember.
okay.
I'm gonna mute.
It's all right. You good. You good. I mean, so I guess my perspective of especially like the CIA or any of these three-letter organizations, they're all kind of tendrils or tentacles of the same system, right? Like they are the ones that are able to disseminate separation. You know, like everything that I've seen that these organizations do. I mean, there's kind of a two-faced aspect to it, so where there's what they're telling the public they're doing, and you know the websites and all their PR and communication, and then there's what they're actually doing, which is the cool thing about Twitter and having like all these files being released, like the Twitter files and Snowden, like all these things that have come out, and we really see what's going on behind the curtain. Now we can actually kind of come together as a people and have a more informed decision about, what do we think about these organizations? Because if you look into it, man, it's really dark. I mean, it's no different than any of the other organizations, but each one has kind of its own flavor. And I would imagine CIA is probably the worst. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. You can take it from there.
FL Dad and Shaggy's show said they hacked your mind. You're thinking about an air mattress now.
So
That's legit.
I don't know if any organization is worser than any other
I
organization.
think it's all a fucking circle jerk.
It's true.
But it's
Great way to
where
put
do
it.
we keep the most information? Where do they do the most damning? But I personally, maybe it's just 'cause I'm a veteran, even though I talk all this shit on the CIA, I know that at some point we do have to look at, I've said it before, the sovereignty of the nation's prosperity for the future. That is more important than I think that people realize when we're talking about the here, day, and now. The CIA, the government, they're looking at 80 years in the future, and how do we get there? Sometimes, if you ever played chess, sucks to be you if you're a pawn. I hate to say it that way, but that may be how the government looks at things when they're looking at the grand scheme of how do we grow further. That's just one perspective I'd like to throw out there. As scary as that may sound, that could be something that we're dealing with here, and not just on like a conspiracy to scare people, just looking at things strategically. We do have to grow, we do have to advance, we do have to take preventative test measures for safety in case of X, Y, and Z from somebody else. How do we know that our safety measures are going to work properly? Well, of course, we have to push those fucking properties on us and then test the safety. That we have to do a fucking fire drill. Otherwise, we won't know. So, those are things that I would kind of consider when just maybe thinking that all this is total blasphemy, or thinking, too much into it and just going right down the rabbit hole. Because while there's a lot of truth here, there's also a lot of information that may not need to be overindulged, but just accepted.
Yeah, well, I think, and this is maybe a bit of Cosmic's like anarchy that I resonate with. I think when considering government, like we're typically scoping ourselves to kind of like our country or our nation, right? Like nationalism and whatnot. But I think as we start to see organizations like the WHO or the WEF, it's pretty obvious that there is a much higher system of unified government, call it the globalists or the cabal or whatever you want to call it, the elites. And so, yeah, I mean, lots of different names, right? Yeah, different parts, different. It depends, right? But I think it changes the narrative to going back to, I think, what government was meant to be and what our democratic republic was supposed to be, and that's such that the government is meant to serve us and not us to serve them. And so I think changing that perspective and looking at it like we the people versus these systems that are in place that should be serving us, instead of us meagerly trying to participate in the decisions and issues that the government is trying to solve for us. There's a big aspect of us giving up our sovereignty to those systems, that I think if we start to see the big picture and start to push back, then all of our lives get better. So yeah.
I think I was going to try to lean into that, and I hope I'm not cutting anybody off here. But when we're talking about the documents being released and opened up, like right now we have the 25-year confidentiality thing, and then even then, the amount of transparency is just 0.1% of what we maybe should have. And I don't know the right answer here, but I do feel like in this day and age, we are owed a bit more transparency as a state of the people for a program that we're paying money for to fund our future. We should have a
Hell
little
yeah.
bit of say and understanding of what they're doing. Because right now it doesn't seem like we have any. All we
But
have
then
is
they
just
got to
these
provide
wild
receipts of where it's going.
Please let me
That's
know where
right.
DARPA's spending their money. How much money are we putting into?
But they don't want you to know that. That's the point.
Right. But we all know that we have Siri on our phone, on my iPhone, maybe not your Android, but not everybody knows that Siri was developed by DARPA in hand with CIA's intelligence, fucking how to create an AI automatic fucking intelligence system that you can talk to. And they're already in works to advance that, even more so now. And we won't know that information until 10 years from now after they've already used it on us. I think we're owed a little bit more transparency here.
I agree. We got about 12 minutes till we hit a break, till we hit a little commercial TT break. I'll probably have to stay on the space, but the live's gonna pause. But can I throw out a self-seated conspiracy kind of tied to all that real quick?
I think that's what we're doing, yeah.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
here's what I think, and I'd like to know some genuine thoughts. All right, let me set the mood here. I think that the entire aspect of the Go Vote campaign, right? I remember it in the 90s, and it's held true. South Park made fun of it, right? We all know about the Kanye being a gay fish because he eats fish sticks. I think the whole Go Vote campaign, and I think the whole mantra pushed of if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. So go cast your vote. I think it's to guilt trip people to participate in the system. Okay, we're in a current place right now. Do I have a candidate I favor? Sure, I do, right? But do I think either candidate is a qualified leader of a nation? Hell freaking no. Like, not at all. So I have to choose between the turd sandwich and the giant douche, right? Just like South Park put it. And I think that people are indoctrinated because they hear this since they're in school about go vote, go vote, go vote, cast your vote, be a responsible citizen, be part of it, to force you to participate. There's 330-ish million votes. Like, what if people woke the hell up and 150 million people didn't vote? What if 80
Or how
million
about
people paid their federal taxes?
how about we fucking implement some term limits on Congress and stop letting the same old fucks sit in there for 40 years and do the same old shit they've been doing for 40 years? That'll
I
get
like
something
that,
changed.
but as
Yeah.
a fellow anarchist, I would love to see 100 million people self-write themselves in.
Yes.
Write your
Vote for
fucking self in.
I've been
I
putting
mean-
these out
Anybody.
for weeks.
Put your own name on the ballot. Just get it registered. Look, it doesn't need to be two parties. You can hear my voice too. Even if your voice isn't the right voice, it should be heard. And I don't know the answer here.
No, I'm with
For
it.
fuck's sake, man. I think that would send a message. Like, look, we're not here for your bullshit. We're here for our bullshit. Are you here for our bullshit?
You can like or hate Billy Carson, but every year he writes his own name in. Every year, every election, I'm sorry, he writes in his own name when he goes vote.
Billy Carson does?
Yes, he's a big advocate of that. He preaches that.
Wow.
He's
That's
like,
cool.
and I ain't saying go write my name in. Go write your name in. Let's pull some votes. Let's stop the participation. He didn't say stop the participation. Sean's saying that. But I mean, there's only two ways to stop it. You stop participating or you squeeze out the money going to the lobbyists. You bankrupt TurboTax and H&R Block, and then the government has to make a decision because there's been legislation that's come up since the 80s to do like they do over in England where the IRS says you owe X amount or I'm going to send you a check. But the lobbyists from H&R Block and TurboTax pay so much money to keep the system as it is. Cut off the
Yeah.
lobbyists.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
there's speaking of that, there's ex IRS employees that quit because they were doing their due diligence and trying to find where in the law that it said that an individual is responsible for an income tax, and it doesn't exist. And so they quit, and then they became advocates, and went on their own paths to try and help people, essentially not pay taxes. But also a reminder too, like we had a revolutionary war over like a 2% T tax or something. What was it, like 5%? I don't even know how much it was.
It was like
And now we're
2 or 3.
taxed.
It's a
Yeah,
fuck
2 or
lot more
3%.
now.
Right, exactly. On top of everything else, we have inflation too, which is just another tax. It's just insane, like the slow boil of where we've gotten, and just giving up our rights and our choices. Like I think that's what that is, Cosmic. Like when you're voting in a system that's broken, and both outcomes are not what you want, that's really demoralizing, right? You feel powerless. And so even like not voting, it's like, well, somebody else is going to vote, and if I don't participate, then what am I doing at all? And especially like thinking about veterans who go and die for our right to vote and stuff, that feels guilty too, because that's a hard thing to do, and so
What's
much
up,
of our
Darth
country.
Cannabis? How you doing tonight?
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
No, I mean, but it's right though, right? Because if 100 of us don't do it, it doesn't mean anything. You have to have a large portion unite, and the only way this is where, when I was younger and they said perspective is everything, I was like, that's bullshit. It's not real. And they're like, an idea is the most powerful thing in the world. I was like, that's bullshit, dude. That's not, no. And then now I understand that perspective is everything. And I understand that if you seed an idea, you can get people to do anything. You can get people to murder in another country because you don't like, look, whoever it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you seed the proper idea, you can get anything done. So an idea is the most powerful thing. But how do you get a unified idea like that to reach the people? I think that's a big, big question. That's a big issue because we're so separated. Because Willie Johnson was the Caribbean slave owner. He was a black guy. He wrote to the Southern plantation owners, 100 Years a Slave. Well worth the read. It's a letter. It's very short, but it's how to maintain the separation of the people. It's how to keep people oppressed and keep them under your will for 100 years. And my partner who showed me this, he was a Freemason of many years. He was a QC guy at a fab shop I worked with. And he was a black guy from down here. And he was like, go read this. And I came back and he said, dude, guess what? We're at 100 years around 2017, 2020. And this was in 2013. And then you kind of saw what happened. You saw what happened. We had riots in Baton Rouge about a week after he told me this during the Obama election. I had my car got stuff thrown at, and I didn't run over people, but I had people step in the road. I had to swerve around, and this was right after that happened. It opened my eyes. And then I see 2019, 2020, 2017. I see all that happening. And I'm like, dude, we're at a reset. And the good thing about a reset is you have a chance to pivot, right? People are thinking different. People aren't stuck in the 1990s mode of thinking. Homes aren't just beating their kids out of fear to make decisions. Homes are teaching their kids to lean into their emotions and make choices about how other people feel and how it makes them feel. We're teaching people different. So if there was ever a chance to pivot, I think we are at that vital moment. Not saying it's right now this year, but we're within a decade. These things move slow, but we're there. What are we going to do about it? I don't know.
I don't know. What we
I think
gonna
in a
do?
world of chaos and anger, hostility, I think it's like a nice reminder after we went through all this shit about how maybe the government's out to fuck us, and the division between everything. It only takes one act of kindness, one act of humbleness, vulnerability to start changing how somebody else thinks, how they feel, even if it's just temporary. That can magnetism over to somebody else and attract a little bit more positivity, and just slowly push more and more. And I'm not saying false positivity and blowing sugar up somebody's asshole. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about real vulnerability, opening up, being a real human, and just communicate. That's being nice. You don't have to just hold the door for somebody and expect that to change the world.
I didn't think so.
Maybe taking time and listening to somebody will be the one thing that changes the world.
You can
That's
affect
my
a
thoughts.
lot. No, I'm just saying, with that choice, you can affect a lot more lives than you think. I've said it on a couple weeks ago. I've had 50-plus-year-old pipe fitters and welders at the smoke pen at work hugging me with us both in tears because I listened, and they were able to say things they couldn't say to their wife, they couldn't say to their kids, they couldn't say to their friends because you had to be strong and tough. But they met old Cosmic, and Cosmic don't give a shit, dude. I'm in. I will listen to you. And that man, those men, they cried. Do you think that affected other people? Do you think they talk to people different after that?
Hell
You
yeah.
know, 1 becomes 10, 10 becomes 50, 50 becomes 500. 500 becomes a whole lot more. So, I mean, I think Brad is on a vital point to make on your choices.
Darth says, anytime I feel like the government doesn't fuck me enough, I just go over to the VA for some good old government screwing.
No lube. Ever.
No lube.
I'll touch on
Brutal.
that because we got a couple minutes before break. Every time I go to my fucking mental health therapy appointment, I get so pissed off because they're 10 minutes late to this motherfucker. And it's a video conference. All you have to do is log into this motherfucker and ask me if I'm not going to kill myself or somebody else and how I'm doing. But no. Don't give me that fucking 10 minutes early because maybe that's going to be the 10 minutes that I decide that maybe you don't think that my life's fucking important enough so that I don't even have to be at this fucking appointment. So I'm going to kill myself. Maybe that's what's going through my mind those first fucking 10 minutes of the appointment when you're not showing up. Is, well, if she doesn't think I'm important enough, then maybe I'm not important enough. But no, take your time. It's okay, VA. I got it. Good thing I fucking figured out how to take care of my own mental health. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to bring it
I'm
back
good.
around to what we were talking about earlier, like processing your emotions and digesting what goes in, like it's huge. And I think kindness and compassion is like opening up a door for that to come out. And if you really let yourself be vulnerable, which is hard for men, right? Like it's hard for us to be vulnerable and to let that out. It's life changing, or it can be, depending on how much you're willing to lean into it. And so, yeah, I mean, I think you guys are hitting on huge things. And I guess what I've learned in my journey is that mental health has, I think, the biggest impact on every other aspect of your life, or at least it has for me. Like when I'm in a really good headspace, when I'm really good inside, everything out here is great. Now it's really hard, I think, to maintain that because a lot has to go into that, and you get a lot of curveballs in life, and you've got to deal with shit. And so I think like why I love all the esoterics and all the ancient texts and shit is because there's a ton of tools to be able to deal with that. Like the ancients knew about psychology so well, especially the Egyptians. And so, yeah, I guess just another plug to say, like, really take care of your internal health and digest those emotions and be as cosmic, be open, be willing to just, I guess, lend an ear or say a kind word, like that shit snowballs. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're at 10 o'clock. I think Brad has something he does at 10 o'clock on the top of the hour, the bottom of the hour, the top of the hour. The 30 is the bottom. They got me with that at work years ago.
Yeah.
Confused the heck out of me. So what do we do, Brad? How does this happen? What does this look like?
I think Cashman's gonna bring up the media because Corey's not in here.
So I'm gonna
Chat's
drop
been
everyone
going.
down back into behind stage again and throw the commercial on loop because I've got to piss. My eyeballs are floating, and we'll be back in a couple minutes.
All right, I'm gonna change my camera
Cool.
battery to the space and mute up for a second, but I will be back.
All right, guys.
Toasting to the highs with every sweet drink. Hot knives that alchemists watch the world blink. Beverages so fine they lift you above. With THC, honey, so the good times flow. Hanan's got the secret. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Roll it up, light it right, let's ignite this night. DOS filters got the goods, everything feels so right. From carbon to the paper, every puff, pure bliss. With the roller in hand, I just can't resist. Ease your mind, elevate your vibe. DOS filter, the choice you make for the pride. Manifest the greatness, yeah, it gives me chills. Rise up, keep your head. Yeah. First step in the game, we innovating and creating. Chiba Pest the name, got the flavor that we're facing. High quality vibes, NFTs with a twist. Grow your own herb, it's a cannabis bliss. NFTs with utility, it's more than just a trend. Chiba Pet's the vibe, coming right with the best. High quality dreams, we're above all the rest. NFTs shining bright, in this garden we trust. Grow your own herbal kits, it's a must or bust. We elevate our life with Reno and Cashman. We elevate. I got that sticky, inky cheddar weed delivered straight to my door. Ain't gotta leave my house no more. Just sit back, relax, and feel the soul. I inhale the sweet aroma and feel the weight lifts off my shoulders. This cheddar weed, it's got me feeling right. I'm floating on a cloud all through the night. No need to stress, no need to worry. Got that sticky icky delivered in a hurry. I'm living the dream, feeling so free. Thanks to my cheddar weed delivery. Elevate our life with Reno and Cashman. We elevate our life with Reno and Cashman. We elevate our life with Reno and Cashman. Toasting to the highs with every sweet drink. Hot knives and alchemists watch the world blink. Beverages so fine, they lift you above. With THC, honey's a potion of love. Raise up your cup, let the good times flow. Hanan's got the secret, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Roll it up, light it right.
All right. We are back. Well, yeah, I think Brad's back. Hopefully Cosmo's back. Oh, he's not back.
To leave this and rejoin? I
I am.
don't know. What is that? What is that?
Did we lose the camera? He's probably gonna have to drop out and come back after he switches the battery and stuff. Which that's cool. Whatever. What's up, brother?
Yo.
All right.
Lighting before here.
Yes, Darth had to have a pee break. Absolutely.
I'm back. My cord got a little unplugged when I changed the battery. I didn't even think about that.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Hey, I know we're kind of going some places. I was wondering if I could share something while we were kind of talking about opening up and being the man and kind of how masculinity's changed. Are we okay with that?
Real
What's
quick.
up, man, bros?
Okay,
Hold that
so
for 30 seconds.
we'll hold it for 30.
Well, we got
Because boy, turn that echo down. God damn. Thanks to High Nine. What a delicious drink. We got 10 milligrams, Delta 9 THC. This one has no caffeine. I'm on the relax break myself.
The echo is so bad.
It is
So good though.
I'm trying myself to like not fuck this up, but it's in my head. So anyway, it's got the coconut water. It's got the juices. It's good for you. Just drink it. High nine. All right. Let's fix that fucking echo.
I like the high 9, dude. That was me and you. We're gonna work on this. I
think it's fixed.
I came up on Matt Moscona and Opie and Anthony, and God, dude, live reads can be so awesome. I'm big on live reads done in certain ways. I want me and we're gonna do some stuff. And they're not even my sponsors. I don't care, but I'd like the show to have good live reads.
We're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna work on this. We're gonna make it freaking badass.
Maybe we should do this on the air. Maybe we should. But as big as we get them,
I'm literally.
Maybe we should do this on the air.
Start it back up.
What is happening?
Yes.
The echo cancellation's off on your 2 mics.
Whose mics?
Cosmic and Cosmo.
Can I turn it? Can I echo cancellate myself?
Maybe.
Let me look. How do I get back to people? What is there was a button here. Echo cancellation. Mine is I can't do it. This can't be changed while recording.
Yeah, someone says.
I don't know what to do. I can adjust my mix minus or some things on here if it helps you. Like, does this do anything?
That's better.
It's better?
That's better.
Okay, well I can help on mine a little bit.
Okay, well that works as long as I don't have to hear it.
Is Cosmo still echoing?
Am I still echoing?
You sound like a slight reverb, and it's kind of hot. I feel like Jimi Hendrix might be hanging out, about to do some Electric Ladyland on me, and I'm not opposed to it. Especially you. That dude looked like a snap.
You guys hear me?
Darth says this stuff I'm smoking on hitting different in this echo.
And it's
push all the buttons.
It's different, hitting different. Getting with it. You know what I'm saying?
We never said this was a high quality production. We said this was a high fucking production. We're just getting high over here.
You.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Oh man. So, Cash,
yes,
real quick.
What up?
Are we smoking over there on the official smoke sponsor of the show yet, or is that coming in for you in a couple days?
No, I still don't have the official smoke sponsor of the show yet. The package has not touched down. But I did get some like updated product graphics and stuff today for some future media products. So as always, go to cheddar.co and use code high value for 10% off.
That's going to be your
premium THCA.
Premium.
We can't wait to showcase that on the show. Proud to have them as a sponsor.
It's gonna be great.
But all right, that's the shills for now. We got one more. Let's get to the real show though.
Okay.
Did we do them all?
There's one more.
Left.
There's the DOS. I want to do that so German. DOS filter. You know what I'm saying?
I lived in Germany for a few years.
Strong.
Right?
Well, I mean, I remember Rammstein. Du hast nicht. You know, it just reminds me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. I missed somebody over on X. What up, Big T?
Not Big T.
I don't know if you're still in here, but
my bad.
They don't show up.
I feel like X. I think X is gonna die from us doing this. This is the least people we've ever had. Check it out. But that's okay, because we're doing things different, you know. And who knows what the limitless possibilities of tonight and tomorrow can be.
I mean, I like this. I think this is fun.
I do too.
I don't know if
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I really do.
I mean,
we get to clip it.
Vibing.
I can cast magic spells, and Cosmo can see me do my wand work that he trains me on. That was a Gemini.
Our information all over the place.
No, it wasn't.
Brad froze, and he froze in a really kind of weird face, but I liked it.
Creepy, yeah.
Am I back?
What was that?
Yeah, you back. You back now. You back now, dude, bud.
Don't need
Had
that.
to
FL
dip
Dad
out to lay with
Shaggy's
the
Big
wife
A
for a
life.
bit.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Well, gotta get that dub.
I respect that.
We
The
know.
wife needs love. Wife needs love,
Understand.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotta let all those.
I was
emotions go out.
stationed in Germany for 10 years, Darth. Appreciate your service. That's the only time I'm gonna say it. If you're anything like Brad, I'll get yelled at again.
Booyakasha.
Yeah, I told him. Most veterans We appreciate your thanks, but you don't need to thank us a lot. Just say it one time, get it over with, fucking move on. Because
Right.
it brings up some random memories sometimes that we just don't want to deal with. Not all the time. Sometimes it was happy, sometimes it was peaceful. But you don't want to catch us on a bad day and be like, hey, thanks for your service. Have a motherfucker be like, what you done?
Oh,
Yeah, I've heard some really funny stories. I got a lot of Marine friends, but I'm not
And
going
you
to
know,
share their
I
stories.
never thought of it that way either until you just really like broke it down like that. Like, damn, you could be thinking about something you did in a war or something, you know. And that's
It's
crazy.
not everybody.
That's,
And I don't want to take any glory away from somebody who does want the praise. And I'm not going to sit here and say,
Fair
you know,
enough.
you're not. If you feel like you're owed it, hey, you know, there's some people who went on 7, 8 different fucking tours. You know, I'll bow down to them all the time, but they'll tell me the same thing. I was just doing my job. So just relaying the information from other people and myself. We just did our job, man.
Respect. Booyakasha. You know what I'm saying? That's what I just throw it out. Booyakasha.
Yeah.
And we move on in life.
If you really are thankful and you're hearing our concerns, especially about like the VA and the resources utilized in veteran care advocacy, speak out. I appreciate that. And you gotta talk to me about it. Talk to them about it.
Booyakasha.
Booyakasha. Just
Bro.
catch all.
All right.
That's all I'll talk about them. Let's
I
get back
want
to
to
some.
I want to read this. Okay. Saul Williams. A lot of people don't know him. I've been reading him since I was 18. I'm 36. That gives you an idea. I've read his some of his books
Can you present that, or how do I link it up?
probably
Can you
40 or
present-
50 times. You want to present what I'm about to read?
Can you present it?
I don't know. Can I?
I don't know.
hit
There's a
share
button on
and
the
then
bottom.
screen.
I mean, I guess I got to pull it up on the laptop and not my phone, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
I can do that. Look, I can do that, dude. That's not even gonna take long. This is a super super productive. I can't type letters. I'm dyslexic, so I cannot type letters and talk. That did not go well just now.
I highlight that one comment from Darth real quick, Cashman. You'll know exactly which one I'm talking about. And I think that's
I
most
just don't want thanks for something I got paid to do, and I'm not always proud of the shit I did. But I love me some weed.
Word.
Screen.
So, yeah, I'm not.
It makes
I get
sense.
it.
He doesn't need to share
it's-
my sentiment, but I agree with how he put it. It's perfect.
I like
Oh,
that.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Some
Shoot,
days were fun.
that's an ad. That's not real. Am I sharing my screen? What do y'all see right now?
Just you
Nope.
Your
struggling.
beautiful face.
Y'all don't
Yeah.
see.
Yep, just
Struggle bus.
Y'all don't see other things up. Oh, what is this? Yes, that's
hit
what I want to
share
share.
and then screen.
Yes. Okay.
There
y'all
you
see-
go.
Oh snap.
Hey.
Okay, so look, Saul Williams. Let's get back to this real quick. He is a 3 or 4 time National Slam Poet champion, multiple albums. I've seen 3 of his shows. I read my own poetry on his stage at the House of Blues, and we shook hands, and he asked me to sit next to him while other people read. It was probably the hallmark moment of me as a wannabe poet or musician or anything. So I got a lot of respect for him. And this is something that came out long, long ago, but I think it's worth sharing while we're talking about things kind of changing in masculinity. In the last verse of the song Black Stacy, I'm gonna hit it for you right here. Now, here's a little message for you. All you baller players got some insecurities too that you could cover up, bling it up, cash it in, ching it up, hope no one will bring it up, lock it down and string it up. Or you could share your essence with us because everything about you couldn't be rugged and rough, even though you told a Glock and you're hot on the streets. If you dare to share your heart, will not head to its beat. And you should do that. If nothing else to prove that a player like you could keep it honest and true, don't mean to call you bluff. But motherfucker, that's what I do. You got a platinum chain and son. I'm probably talking to you. And you can call your gang, your posse, and the rest of your crew. And while you're at it, get them addicts in the indigent chew. I plan to have a whole army by the time that I'm through to load their guns with songs they haven't sung. Okay. And I think that's kind of important to throw out there. I'm somebody, y'all don't know me, but like I used to bring stuff from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. I used to live a couple blocks from Boosie. I used to be somebody that did those things. I didn't have a Glock. I didn't have a chain. I've had guns pulled on me. You know, I've been threatened in the streets. I've lived some of that life. I had to like present that I'm hard. And I think that message Dude, that message is huge, dude, because there's a lot of people that got to front that veneer, and Saul's like calling them out, like basically saying you're being more of a bitch to not be authentic and open to other people, to try to fake something hard. Y'all saw the post, The Warrior in the Garden, I put up, and there's a reason, and it's because the warrior in the garden has been through it and knows he's a warrior, and he doesn't have to tell people, right? He's in the garden, he's in the peace, and if the time ever comes to put the armor back on, it's not an issue. He's going to take care of his business. But he looks like a gardener. I just think those are things worth thinking about. I think that that verse is powerful, and I wanted to throw it out there. And if all y'all hate it, I really don't care. Too bad. I stole 30 seconds, a minute of your life that you'll never have back, and it's mine now.
There's a lot of power there. You can just you can always tell who's been there, who's experienced some of that trauma. Um, I don't know exactly how to put it, but there's different lines of how to go through life, and there's some people who want to pretend that it's cool to go through those experiences because they, like we talked about, off screen, play the video games of Call of Duty and all that. Like it's cool to have that escape, but there was nothing really cool about, okay, let's send up a drone and blow up some people. If we're really going to get down to the end of it, like there wasn't anything cool about that. And I don't think that's maybe why I'm never anybody who gets on politics and starts talking about, oh, the war over here, this is my opinion on it, we need to do this, we need to do. It's so much more complex than that because people are fucking dying. If anything, we just need to pause and have appreciation for some of the families out there that are impacted, and then we can go forward with a discussion. But
Yeah.
I don't know the right answers on everything, boys. It's just
We don't have to have them.
Well,
right? We just
yeah,
need to get people to think about them for themselves. Sorry, Cosmo.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say I don't think the right answer really exists. We all have our own subjective experiences, and I think where we find unity is like the consistencies in our experience, right? So I don't know. I think that's what I think we're hopefully moving towards, is like this notion of now we see all the corruption, so
Yeah,
now
that's
we
why
should
some
really
people
be in a
like
place of
that.
wanting to come together,
It's
just for our own sake, like I feel like
sometimes
seeing what's happening in the East Coast with Hurricane Helene and everybody that's like just common folk just going out and saving people and showing up and doing the work that should be done by the government, what we actually pay taxes for, right? Like it's just
you bring up a great point,
it's insane.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
when times get tough, it's always our neighbors who show their true colors,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not everybody. But through the division, like we've talked about, that they're trying to force on everybody. And I talked about it earlier on with the 911 calls. I think it's a psychology test, and this is my true opinion. But how far dive in division are we from our neighbors? How much does that Trump sign and that fucking Kamala sign intervene between social connection and the fact that if my neighbor decides for whatever reason that she's going to have a couple extra drinks that night and she's over 50 and has a stroke, because that's just a medical fucking possibility, that I may not talk to her because she doesn't want to talk to me because of my potential political affiliation, and now we're never going to know if anybody's in trouble. Where are we at as a community here, where we don't know what's happening with our own neighbors, our own people within our own community sectors? We're not able to grow our own food and share it with each other like we used to. It all go through.
Well, and they don't want us to do that because then we
Right.
become stronger than them.
That's what I was
We
going to say.
become
Play conspiracy Brad. It's
unreliant.
on purpose.
And I think that's where we're getting to something broader in a different episode, because this is obviously the first It's Different episode where we're going to start talking. We're going to start trying to figure things out. Because like Cosmo said, I don't have the right answer. I'm just over here fucking spitballing, getting stoned as fuck.
And the great thing about it now is everybody here, as long as they have a PC, has the ability to use the share button. So you can pull up and fact check anybody in this room right now.
Yeah.
So you're like, you're fucking bullshitting.
Yeah.
Let's
But-
fact check
Tell
it.
me. Tell
And
me
we'll
when
pull
I'm
it up
wrong. I
right
want to
now
know.
and we'll fucking fact check it. And that's the
I
beauty
think,
of it.
yeah, we do need to do that more. And that there's no problems.
Well, look, Cosmo, I've been told the thumbs up is like an FU to the Gen Z community, and I'm very aware of the demographics. So I thought the OK symbol or the you looked below my waist, I get to punch you symbol was more appropriate for a visual agreeing on the screen. You know,
Sure.
I thought that. I felt that. And I
I don't
wanted
know
to
that
express that.
there's no gesture we can make that's not going to be offensive to somebody. So just give up.
Well, you can't make everybody happy.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, the car ran real good. So I'm gonna say.
If you don't use Das Filter, fuck you. Like the Big Red, you know, like Big Red. I went there. I went there. They don't like me, but that's okay. They might love me. I don't know. I don't know. I think they like me. I like them.
Let's make a hard pivot real quick.
Let's pivot. I play basketball.
I want to go right back to insects. And this isn't
I'm
CIA.
pulling
this is-
investigator up, by the way.
Good call. So this is DARPA. Okay. And now if that you don't know what DARPA is, well shit, let me fucking just type DARPA in here and I don't know the acronym. God damn, off the top of my head. Yeah, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. That's DARPA. So they do all the fancy learning and experimenting. So these guys got these, whatever we're going to call them here, insect-sized robots for complex jobs like disaster relief and hazardous inspection. Short-range microbiotic, what do they call these little shrimp guys? But anyway, they were awarded $3.6 million by Honeywell to create these robots.
Honeywell, that's hilarious.
So, and I guess this is where I was going earlier, like, did we even know that we were spending $3.6 million on these fucking insect robots?
Unlikely.
Yeah.
Are y'all good with this?
I don't know. They look kind of cool.
I mean, how is this going to serve us? Like, what kind of disaster relief is this going to do? Like,
They probably already microchipped us all with them.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've only tapped into the shrimp program a little bit just to kind of know how much money we were wasting on it. But
I mean, yeah, it's like tip of the iceberg in terms of wasting money. Like, oh my gosh, look at any of the three letters and see how they spend their money.
I read through what Brad had sent earlier about the insect thing, right? And I did a little more digging. I went through the Bill Gates chain and what they're, like putting on him. I'm not, I don't know. But the interesting thing is they talked about genetically modifying the bugs. They talked about viral implanting the bugs to plants to be non-susceptible to certain things, which I don't know how that works. That doesn't make sense to me. But not one time, if you're going to have insects modified or programmed or roboticized. I made that up. We're going to cue that for tonight.
yeah,
I would think pollination would be the key, right? To spread the flowers, to get the fruit, to get the vegetables to grow. And that word, in other words, was never mentioned on any of the documents I read, right? So, I mean, that to me, that's at least an orange flag, probably red, but I'll just be nice and say orange.
okay. So I got a source here. This is from DARPA. So take whatever you want from it. I mean, it's from DARPA. This is what they decide to publish to us. Imagine a natural disaster scenario such as an earthquake. It's inflicting widespread damage to buildings and structures, critical utilities and infrastructure, and threatens human safety. Having the ability to navigate the rubble and enter highly unstable areas could prove invaluable to saving lives or detecting additional hazards among the wreckage. We can skim through all this if you guys want, but from the quick synopsis there, tiny insect robots to go search people out in case of earthquakes doesn't sound horrible, but
Doesn't sound bad.
But they can see through walls with your Wi-Fi. Why do they need a bug?
Yeah,
Granted, the Wi-Fi would be down, so maybe I just sound like an idiot. I'll phrase that, but still.
Well, I can't imagine like this is being used right now, like in North Carolina. Like if it was, then why would anybody still be missing or in need, right? Like
Well,
with such advanced
since
technology.
since when do they use this stuff for good? I mean, we have
Right.
cloud seeding in Dubai, but we still have wildfires. So
Sure. Well, and
what's
just
up
in
with
New
that?
Mexico too. Like New Mexico
You mean
just
tell me we
flooding right
can't
now.
just spin up a cloud and fucking put that shit out? No, we got to be all weird about it.
Hasn't Wyoming been burning for like a month or something like that or some
Yeah.
Yo,
shit?
it's actually
Didn't I
getting less
read
good
that
with
shit
that.
somewhere?
See those clouds.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, maybe if they just
Yeah.
didn't blow up fucking horses with dynamite, we wouldn't have this problem. So
Bringing it back.
Well, to their defense, they did stop to try and prevent spreading more fires, right?
So we're good. No more blowing
Wait, they
up
did
houses.
what?
Oh, you thought I was full of shit.
So in the state
Yeah,
national parks
kinda.
in Wyoming, it is a common practice for I think it was the DNR, if I remember correctly. I posted something about it recently. One of y'all might be able to find it sooner than I can. But a common practice is they've got a lot of wild horses, and because they're conflicted between letting them run wild and populate and also trying to control the population like they do here in Wisconsin as well. Instead of hunting them or something like that, they blow up the dead corpses that they find because they're diseased, overpopulated. They're controlling the population of wolves and other creatures that would naturally, take care of them. So they just from the image
Are
here,
you
they just stick a bunch
fucking
of sticks of
shitting me,
dynamite.
bro?
I saw that. What the hell is that?
That seems excessive.
That's a lot of dynamite.
I feel like that is way overkill.
That's look,
I
dude,
mean,
I'm
pun
redneck.
intended.
I'm redneck Cajun Bayou, and that is excessive, man.
It's pretty wild.
It's like
It's pretty wild. But they stopped because it was causing fires. So that's good, right? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
oh, see, there we go. That's much more conservative,
I like the
I mean,
illustrations. Those are great.
There
I
we go.
think the
I think one stick.
Place 3 pounds of explosive under the carcass.
One.
No
That is-
way.
Yeah, just one of them.
One
That's
stick. And
insane.
you might not even have to duct tape it on there. Just kind of wait till it
Just
walks
feed
and
it.
eats some
Feed it
grass.
to the horse, right? And then, boom.
Put it in an apple and fucking hit the little comedy thing, and boom, he's dead.
If this is footage, I'm pulling
Oh,
it up. 1
fuck.
second.
Brutal.
This is
Is
gonna
there
be.
footage? Of course there's footage,
I
right?
might have footage.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I want to see a horse exploding with 20 sticks
be
of
bad.
dynamite.
Oh,
Welcome
no,
to the beauty of screen share.
No, it's gonna be a whale. I don't want to
All
see them
three of y'all
blow up
about
a
to look like
whale.
a bunch of smiling dickheads with the news I got.
Oh, insane.
I'm
Oh, that's the
derailed
old
in
whale
thought.
footage, right?
Yeah, they were gonna show one of the whales that they blow up on the beach instead.
I get
Right,
the
to
whale
demonstrate.
thing. I get the whale thing. It's gonna blow. It's gonna blow up anyway,
Yeah.
and you can't really crane out in the sand. I get some of that.
It's
But
beyond
a
beating
wild
a dead
horse.
If you could crane out, you're not going to be able to strap it to pick it up and throw it in the water. That
Right.
I mean, dude, that what else are you going to do? But a horse, I mean, you could do a lot of things to move a horse, man. You
They're
know,
just playing around, they
I run
coined
heavy
out for the
equipment.
term, don't kick a dead horse. They were like, we got to step it up a notch.
So they blew that son of a bitch up, and they made sure it blew all the way up. They ain't leave nothing.
Right.
nothing.
Listen, we don't want the coyotes out there getting it or nothing. Okay.
There's more
Y'all just get
evidence
rid
of a Diddy freak out party than there is of the horse after all that dynamite, dude.
Yeah, for real. What does the need to completely obliterate all evidence?
That's not a carrot, Mr. Ed. Yes.
I guess at this
Oh,
point,
Shaggy got them snuggles and came back, bro, with that fire.
hey,
I bet you that's FL Dad.
Yeah, but he left to go give them snuggles, bro, to show some love. We
Yeah,
respected
yeah.
that, and he came back with boom, the heat.
Now he's
Damn.
pumped.
y'all think I can Google?
Well, that
how
wasn't
much
the only
does it
thing he
cost
was
to blow up
pumping.
a horse?
You want to Google a horse blowing up?
Well, I want to
Oh.
Google how much it costs to blow up a horse, but I'm not sure if this is
Whoa.
safe to punch into Google.
DuckDuckGo, man. That's what I always use.
Oh,
Smart.
there you go.
Because the
What the
incognito
fuck
is
is
hacked.
DuckDuckGo?
What the fuck? You don't research life. So incognito is not incognito, but DuckDuckGo not only is incognito, but it blocks other sites that try to track your data information. It even tells you which ones it blocks.
Yeah.
Unless that's a
Yeah.
psyop too, right? Because everything's a fucking psyop.
That's true.
Hey, it probably
Maybe
is.
through a VPN though.
What are we doing?
To
But
blow
who
up
knows?
a
I mean,
horse.
Am I even Sean? Am I even the Cosmic Adonis?
You know, you probably aren't. Now that I think
Probably.
about it,
I'm probably Adam.
you know, I'm gonna need you to fucking prove yourself right here, right now.
Identification.
You can see the nips, like they're in my pictures.
Oh, look
So-
at those.
There's two of them. I have
They're
two.
symmetric. Nice.
as
So
long as
no,
there's two of them.
they're tiny
No.
though. I have very small nipples. Very
Okay, so
small.
they use 20 pounds of explosives.
Okay.
20? I
20
think 10 would do it.
20 pounds.
You know how many catfish you can get with 20 pounds in a
40?
pond?
40
just the whole
to
leg.
55 are recommended to ensure total obliteration.
Total
Is it-
obliteration.
At
Maybe
the
there's just
atomic
like a-
level?
Minimum.
That means they've tested it. They've totally put that much in there and found out.
That's quantum
He was
physics.
the guy
now.
that was like, nah, we need more.
There was totally a guy that said, you know what? 40 pretty much did the job, but let's just see what 10 more will do.
Do
I
we have an
mean,
Picture that-
AI video
that
simulator that
guy.
we can run this in?
They hired one redneck who was like, man, I'm going to tell you what, bro, 10 pounds, I get about 42 pounds of catfish. That horse is about 235, 400 pounds. So we
Yeah.
don't need 20. Like he knew from the
Beautiful
catfish
lines.
conversion. It's algebra.
Yeah.
You know, you
Use
find the
that
common
phrase
denominator.
very-
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, common denominator, and bam, you're there.
Yeah.
40 pounds for a horse. I'm not even confused anymore.
But then he went on eHarmony, and the girl's like, "So what do you do for a living?"
I do TNT horse blow up dynamite confusion math.
FL Dad
Mhm.
says, would you prefer the National Geographic nipples?
Would you?
All right. So
Oh, it's censored. Thank goodness. Oh,
So look, I'm gonna throw this out there. See how there's hair on this half and not on this half?
what
We
happened
used to build bridges and bike ramps in the woods. And I went over, I was the one who tested the biggest bike ramp we made. And we had the landing pad way
How'd
too
that go?
close. Well, I overshot it, right? And I came down on the front of this mountain bike. I had a Schwinn, and I front flipped a couple times, and the handlebar went here. And not only did it it bruised the skin through the shirt, it was brown till I was about 28. And I might have been like 13, 12 when this happened. And it didn't grow
Damn.
facial. It didn't grow hair right here. But my belly grew early, 5th grade. They called me the muskrat. That's just another nickname. I used to- girls would walk by and people be like, whoa, look at the muskrat. Welcome to my life, you know. And I just rolled with it. I was like, yeah, girl, you like animals? You know what I'm saying? Bloodhound Gang was big back then. We can do Discovery Channel all night.
that
Didn't
Bloodhound
work.
Gang, that was a banger fucking album. That whole
Bruh.
album was-
That was a banger album.
The roof is
Back
on
in the
fire.
day.
We don't need no water.
So
This is what happens.
investigators-
Where are we? I don't even know where we are.
We need to
I was
talk
just
about
gonna-
consuming information at some point. We got 24
give-
minutes left, and there's a DOS filter left, right?
Let's give a wrap up of what we kind of talked about. I don't
I
know if
didn't
you've
let-
been paying attention, but it
I
wasn't
don't
me.
think any of us know, Brad.
I'm Vicalicious, bro. I
Goddamn
mean, I'll
ghost
wrap
in
it
my
up right
house.
now, but I think Brad's got it.
My ghost in my house fucking over here knocking shit over, man.
She's hot. I can see her in the
I don't know if y'all
computer
heard
screens.
that. Like, it was something they just knocked back. I swear to God. That ghost gonna show up. I'm gonna just have to say what's up. I can't be mad at her. It's her house.
Ask her to do
if she wants
ghost
to
stuff.
come on the show.
I appreciate it. You'd be back there shooting basketballs or something like that would fucking make my shit.
At my old apartment, when I had the ghost in there, I told you about the ghost doorknobs moved. People got tapped on the shoulder, all of that. I used to talk to her. She was cool. I invited her. My friend, it was my friend's ex-girlfriend, died there, whatever. But like, I would be high, like really high. And I did like other stuff with the weed back then. And I can remember being in bed and like seeing something or hearing something, being like, "Yo, I just want to let you know if you want to do some weird ghost shit with me right now, I am in. I am open to that experience."
Full on succubus.
Bruh. Look, dude, I live to tell the story. I made so many choices in young life just to tell that story after. And she never did ghost stuff with me. But I invited it.
Yeah,
Sounds a lot.
Let's try to do the wrap up here. So we had
Sorry.
no, it's all good. We had McDonald's,
I'm not sorry.
E.
It's not
coli.
sorry at all.
We had the 911 in Connecticut being down, and then we had what the fuck's the CIA doing? So here's the overview. We have the bug bots. What are they doing with those? Nobody knows. Micro mechanical flying insects, miniature UAVs being researched by University of California, Berkeley. Kind of a fly on the wall military operation shrimp program, which we learned the shrimp program, I guess, might be a good thing for disaster relief, but do they really care about the people? We'll find out more. Black Hornet Nano UAV designed to act as covert soldier, delivering data on surroundings and spying on enemy movements. I hinted on this one. I didn't know about this one. Hinted on it, but that makes sense. Spying on the movement of the peoples. I think that's what we covered there. Yeah, blah blah blah. Consents environmental conditions. Yep. All right. And then we went into what? Do we trust them? Should we have?
Do
more
you guys
transparency?
trust the government?
No, not at all.
Why not?
Brad, did you AI to summarize the show? Was that a thing? Did
Yeah,
you say
the
that?
AI overview. Yeah, that's what that was.
That's pretty cool. My nipples weren't on there, but that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
Oh, your nipples have been marked like 15 times in this motherfucker, and there is definitely going to be some content of your nipples coming out.
They're all over X, so I mean they should be here too.
He's ready for
It's coming.
It's
I'm not going to hide who I am.
Oh.
No, I don't trust the government. MK Ultra was enough for me to probably never trust the government. Between that and them throwing crack into the hood, that was enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the 80s, I mean, they destroyed that.
They do the same thing. They just do it different now.
Goes
In
deep.
2015,
All of it.
military drones that mimic hawks and insects.
Ooh, I want to
So
see that
maybe-
hawk.
Scroll down a little bit.
Show that hawk.
Maybe.
It's not a hawk.
Well, I was
Sure.
just trying to
See a
find
hawk.
something to back up
It's a hawk.
the.
Oh, they did it. They like that's out there that they have made those, but a picture would have been cool. That's the whole reason we're doing a live is to see the picture of the hawk.
Hang on. Well, I'm not trying.
Here it goes.
How do we identify a real hawk and a military hawk?
Oh boy.
Oh,
It's like a
fuck.
bird in an airplane.
Well, this is the last time you're going to hear from Rando Brad because the SUV's definitely showing up.
Well, then we'll throw in a little bit of comedy. So we're gonna look up, a real hawk. We're gonna look up a military hawk, and then we're gonna look up a hawk too.
Wait. Florida Dad said my nipples aren't big enough to show up on AI.
Dang.
Oh, no.
I like it. But I gotta say this to you, Florida Dad.
Go outside, nerd. Get out. Go. I ain't got time to be distracted by your worthless chime-ins. Go on.
Hit you with that Uncle Baby Billy.
Uncle Baby Billy.
Bruh, Uncle Baby Billy deserves a spinoff. That is off topic, but it's fact.
One day.
If you don't know who that is, you need to watch it. Righteous Gemstones. It's worth it. While Brad's doing real stuff, shaking his head no, because I have totally ticked him off the last 10 minutes of the show.
No, I'm just getting pissed off. I can't find this fucking hawk because I think we all need to see it.
I think we need to see the hawk.
The hawk.
They don't want us to see the hawk, man.
Fact.
No, they
Then
don't.
we would recognize it.
Censored.
They're not going to let us see the hawk till after they've used it at least 3 or 4 times successfully to do what they want to do.
Right.
Come on
Or
now.
until they let us buy one, as a commodity, as a toy.
Yeah. Like the drones. They were already using those motherfuckers, and they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, we've had our fun. Let's let the people have them now. It's cool.
We had a
They
drone.
can't have the real good ones, though."
Right.
They had a big one fly
Yeah.
over my house 3 times the other day. I had explained to my daughter what a drone was because she was like, "That's not a plane." I was like, "No, it's not. That's a drone. I don't know who it's
What'd
from."
you tell her? How did you explain it to her?
It's an airplane without a human flying it. They're using a remote control and a video screen. Like, I'm very, dude, bruh. My daughter probably knows what a non-zero possibility is in quantum physics. I explain everything like she's a grown up, and she understands a lot of it. So like, I have
Yeah,
bought
man.
into this philosophy.
I do the same thing, dude.
Amen.
They do.
But we got a chemical plant right behind my house, so it's probably them because they use drones for like rescue situations, and they have drone teams at a lot of these plants that fly the drones, and they got to do test runs and all
So
that.
Oh,
I don't
Brad.
have an American one, but I have a Chinese.
Yeah, well, that's where they
Disguised
got
as
the
bird.
idea from.
Off-brand, the Temu drone. Let's see the Temu
I got the
Falcon.
Temu drone. I got an advertisement playing over here. I'm gonna wait for that to finish up, and then I'll pop it up.
We've got some shots fired down in the comments, Brad.
Oh, Brad's welcoming the SUVs because he's scared of Big A and the twerk off.
I'm not the one who had to push the show back.
I saw the Lululemons. That's
We
all
were
I'm
supposed to
saying.
be going in 2 days. We were supposed to be twerking in 2 days. Now I understand we had some issues we had to take care of. I appreciate that. Let's take care. But you can't come in here calling shots at me talking about I ain't ready for it when I ain't the one who pushed
Booyakasha.
the show back. You know what I mean? You gonna send shots, I'm gonna fucking be right back at you.
I'm shaking because I'm hitting the button so hard. Bruh, Brad has been watching the Hot Boy Ronald video. He's been watching DJ Jubilee. Get it ready, get it ready, get it ready, ready. He knows how to do the AI. Do you know how to do the AI?
I haven't been able to do the
All right,
individual
bro.
up and down.
I'm gonna need you to figure that out.
Hold
I've
on.
been trying to
That's gonna be
message the
fun
strippers and
right
all
there,
this,
man.
but like they ain't helping me out. They're like, no,
Basically, let me zoom out. Let me do my zoom here.
Oh, here we go.
This
we're gonna
is
get
all
back
the
to being
zoom.
serious in a second.
This is
but
all
go
the
ahead.
zoom out I got. But look, I can't do the full circle because there's a wire. But you get a leg in the air. There's also grass. You get a leg in the air, and as you're circling, you see what I'm saying?
there
And
you
you
go.
can add some back pop in there. You know what I'm saying? I got a
I got a
leg.
big leg day today.
You got
I've
Brad.
been paid to model wallets because of my cake. So I'm not a stranger.
Nope, we're gonna have a quad pole right there.
God, the
He said it was leg day today. We're not doing that.
the space doesn't
Nope.
even know what they missed out on tonight.
Big talk from such a small ass FL dad says.
Hey,
You're
it
coming
ain't
in
about
close.
how big it is; it's how you move it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Sure. You got it.
So
big talk
Anyway.
from such a small ass,
This
bruh.
is
I'm
probably
gonna have to
the
get my
shitty
wife to
video.
come on here.
yeah, this
Let
is a
you
shitty
know.
video.
I might have to get some Lululemons. I like you, Big A. You scare me when you
Ass
talk,
video.
and that turns me on. So I like you.
All right, so that's the best you're gonna get. This
Clip.
this is a drum.
Oh, here we go.
So
I mean, it looks
Okay.
real enough.
Yeah,
I'm sure from 50 feet in the air, whatever, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference at all.
yeah, I'd buy
50,
it.
100 feet, you ain't know.
No.
No, I could tell. Fuck
Of
that.
course you
I can
could,
do that
Cash.
shit. Of course.
You would sense it.
Fuck that
You'd be like, I just
Yeah,
smoked. I just smoked deep perp cryptochronolite. That ain't no damn real bird. I'm one with nature right now.
Right,
I
goddamn
drank Rowdy Night
right.
coffee and got my shrooms in me, boy.
Fuck them.
I'm higher than the bird, and that ain't a real bird, boy.
Welcome to Tuesday. It's different. The live stream. If you were on the space, Saul's still here. God bless his soul. Bruh, I'm going to say
to
probably click on the
YouTube.
live next time. Because
Come
I
to
don't think we're going to do
YouTube.
the space again. It's on Twitter. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitch. It's on Kick. It's on River Stream Song, whatever we're doing right now. And it's on another one that
Riverside.
nobody knows, Riverside. I have a River Song guitar, so that, it confuses me because I'm dyslexic. You should see me at work. We got to turn plugs, right? I turn a wrench all the time. And if I'm in a hurry, if we're like, oh shit, something's bad to happen, like I just react and I'm good. But if we're not, and that plug is upside down, bro, I'll turn that thing all kind of ways. I'll turn it fucking oval. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll make something up and still get it wrong.
I ain't gonna lie, I got so high, I had to put the glasses on because my fucking eyes about. I can't say it because we'll get canceled. But,
Shutting down.
Can't cancel this.
We touching down on that.
Bro,
Huh?
you too basic ass minded.
What's going on?
Bro, you too basic ass minded. Move on. So anyway, that's a lot of lube. That's a lot of
This is
lube.
button
It's a
mashing.
lot.
This is
Did we get
button
to an
mashing, bro.
overall summary
Bruh.
Button mashing.
on the,
Wait,
the
let me do-
CIA? I
That
think
was mashing.
as the people, before we get into
Wasn't
the
good.
wrap up on the absorbing information, do we have a little bit of agreement on transparency? Let's hear everybody's viewpoint. You know, like personally, I'm not don't disagree with me. I think 10 years. 10 years after 10 years, they need to fucking just empty everything on us and just tell us what the fuck they're doing if we're going to keep funding this organization. That's my opinion on the CIA.
Cashman, you're next. Go.
10, 15 years, something like that. Yeah.
Dump it
Full
all.
release?
Yeah.
Investigator, you're next. Go.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, dump it all, man. See how people respond. That's part of the psyop anyway. They're going to learn more about us and how they can do it more in the future if they see how we respond to the original dump, you know? And
Half
look at
the
how people
people-
responded to the alien shit.
They won't believe it anyway, right? Cosmo, what you got?
Yeah, I think it's kind of irrelevant because I don't know. I don't know the authenticity of what they'll share is actually real, and you know who knows how deep it goes. And so I don't feel like it'll help. I think it'll help start moving the needle hopefully forward. But
I think that'll be the biggest issue with it is how much of the shit they do tell us is the real shit. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
That could be
yeah.
something that we may need to address. Maybe at this point,
Trust is
maybe
lost.
they've already lost us too far with everything that
Oh,
they've
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
completely.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
that's part of the intention, so that we will believe or doubt anything that comes out. You know, I talk about it a lot. Like, look at all the movies they put out and all the shit they put out. And are they preparing us for something, or just making us to where we're numb to everything, so that the biggest things that come out just don't even fucking phase us?
Yeah, I think it's the latter.
Legit.
I think it's so we don't have that shock factor, and we just kind of submit to these things that are slowly taking
later,
over.
Darth.
Yeah,
Appreciate you checking us out.
Later, Darth.
Your spelling
Word.
doesn't matter. I have an English degree and I don't care. So I'm the captain of spelling carrying out here. You're good.
spelling carry.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm the professional. So if anyone cares about grammar or spelling or storytelling, it's me. And I don't care about it. I've
Nice.
decreed it. I'm the king of the English castle.
Okay.
If
What
I was
time
going to
and
take a
place?
turn, I think, yeah, I think it should be less than 10 years even. From the collect, take this as you will with your grain of salt, but the collective of the channelers that I listen to, because I listen to a broad spectrum of them often, 2027, 2028 are probably going to be extremely difficult years. And by no later than 2020, 30, we're pretty much going to be in a different world. And I have seen enough happen in the last 2 years listening to a lot of these people that I have completely bought into it. I'm not stressed about any of this. I'm learning to grow my food. I think
believe it.
co-ops are the future. And I'm just learning. The internet might not be there one day. So learn what you can. We talked a little bit about consuming information. Don't just scroll to scroll, right? Like entertainment is part of life. Being happy, having a laugh is important. That is valuable to your life. When I did a mental health space for almost 18 months minimum, we incorporated humor. It matters. But inhale information that matters. Learn something. If you're excited about it, interested in it, hate it, especially if you hate it, go learn about it because it might not be there. The world is in your freaking hand right now. And if you're not taking advantage of that, I do not feel sorry for you. That guy CJ I was talking about, where I lost the train of thought, when we were talking, he told me, he was like, bro, like I was talking about, like when I was below poverty line, the government denied me everything I needed, wouldn't even give me the AFA, affordable healthcare, health insurance. And I was making less than $18,000 a year and I lost my job. He was like, bro, I don't feel sorry for you. I've talked to you. You are a highly intelligent person. You are a creative person. You have the ability to take control of your life. I do not feel sorry that the government screwed you. And you know what? Fair enough. Like I can hate the government all I want, and they have done nothing but take from me. But at the same time, I am responsible for my life. The world is in my freaking hands. And if I'm not going to learn and take advantage and grow and take chances, it ain't on the government. It ain't on mommy and daddy. It ain't on anybody. It's on me. And that's on you. People want freedom, but they don't want responsibility. And it comes two-handed. You got to take both.
Right. No,
It's
you got it
different,
on the head there,
motherfuckers.
man.
You know? Probably shouldn't have said that, but I did.
No, you should have.
Fuck it.
Fuck 'em.
On all of us.
Vote for Cosmic. I'll change the world.
Yes,
I got my
idiocracy.
vote. Yeah.
Got it.
Double tap on what you were saying, Cosmic. I posted a question the other day in a half-assed engagement farming manner, but I was being honest.
Not
Said,
you.
when was the last time you used AI to challenge your belief system?
Oh.
We use
I like
AI
that.
for a lot of things. Why not use it to just type in what you know and what you think you know, and just find out if you're fucking batshit wrong. Maybe you are. Maybe you've been preaching something that is totally historically inaccurate for your whole life. Just maybe. Maybe the AI spits out something that is, reaffirms everything that you believed your whole life, and you can take solace in that. And then you can go explore other things. But, maybe we shouldn't just be spending all of our time generate a picture of Donald Trump kissing Elon Musk.
It's
Waffle
fun
and
though.
French fries. It is fun.
It is
It is
fun.
fun.
It's really
It's a lot of fun. Maybe we
It
can
is fun.
have healthy balance. Challenge our belief system, learn a new belief system. Maybe not to learn it and embrace a new belief system, but learn about a new belief system.
Yes.
Just to understand. Maybe.
Reaffirming yourself is powerful. Right? Nothing is ever lost. I want to get that point across as we're closing because we got like 10 minutes. Nothing is ever lost. Experience is gained at a minimum. Reaffirming what you think you knew is powerful. Nothing affects your life more than what you believe to be your relations to real, your ideology, as Louis Althusser put it, your imaginary relations to what is real. Nothing is more powerful. It controls your responses. It controls your emotions. It controls your choices. It controls everything, right? So why would you not want to take control of that? The government puts it on you. The schools put it on you. Your mommy and daddy put it on you. Your aunt and uncle put it on you. Your neighbor put it on you. The preacher put it on you. Everyone put it on you. It's all theirs in your head until the day that you say, you know what? I'm in control of my beliefs. I'm going to challenge what all of y'all told me my whole life. See if I think it's true or not. If I do, cool. If I don't, I'm going a new road because it's my life. I don't want XYZ to be said and me to get angry. I don't want XYZ to be said and me to quit and give up because you told me that was the way to do. Or for me to do something for somebody else because I don't want to burn in a lake of fire, right? I want to do something for somebody else because I want to be the person that does something for somebody else. I want to be a good person because that's who I want to be, not because I'm making a fear-based choice out of consequences. Take responsibility for your ideology and your life will change. If I ever go pro, ever as a fucking ideology consultant, that's my dream job, is to teach people how to reprogram this stuff. That is the message to preach, is to take responsibility and make it your own. All right, I'll shut up. I did it. I did a Sean.
That was great.
dude.
That's
That
fire.
Deep.
was good. That was super
Good
good.
close.
I think Giorgio said something pretty similar this morning. Stop being a little pussy. Get off your ass. Take some responsibility for your own life.
Yep.
Something like that.
Well, Brad, you want to let them know what's going on Higher Values tomorrow at 10 p.m. and
I've smoked
we'll
4
skedaddle on
fucking
out of
joints.
here.
What? I think we have FL Dad and Big A. I think Shaggy's coming on too. I'm not 100% sure on everybody.
Yes, I can believe it's all 3 of them.
Okay,
Is
so
that-
the whole show's coming on. That'd be great. If not,
FL,
that's
That'd be
okay.
great.
are you talking about Mac Main put it on you? Mac Main, real as they come, Tommy on me and a hill figure son? Because that's one of the greatest freestyles of all time. Sorry. I'm sorry. Tomorrow y'all got people. But that no one knows about that song.
I have no. Yeah, you're right. I don't know about it. So yeah, we got them coming on. We're probably going to talk about when the official date for the twerk off is. Um, what type of lead up we have into this now, because with being pushed back a little bit, of course, that actually gives us a little bit more time for planning and preparation. It's not always a negative. We can make it bigger, we can make it better, and my ass will be fatter in just 3 weeks' time. So everything should be working out. Um, Maybe it's more time to hype it up. We're gonna be giving away some of these delicious high nines. We're gonna be giving away a crock pot. In this economy, a fucking crock pot. Are you kidding me? Who knows what else we're gonna be giving away? As for tomorrow's episode, we're only going to be giving away the seeds. Come to find out, after I did a typo on the last giveaway and gave over, like a little bit over $100 worth of shit, this show's fucking broke. So we got to keep things moving, and we'll do another giveaway eventually, where we'll give away some fucking cool things and expensive stuff. Like I said, I mean, like, obviously, you see what's behind me. Yeah, what am I giving away over here? You want a fucking wig? Like, eat shit. So we'll get there at some point. But for now, we got what we got. And oh boy, what do we have coming up in November? We have a couple good big shows coming up after FL Dad and Shaggy, of course. Let's all be excited for Shaq's Growing. We have Hilly Doe coming up. And then, of course, we have Green Man coming up in mid-November. If you've seen Green Man around, this is going to be an interesting experience to have Green Man live. Is he going to be in costume? Is he going to be the real Green Man? Well, I have no idea. He hasn't even told me yet. It's going to be an interesting experience. Das Filter
There
Show.
should. Yeah, go ahead, hit it.
Go. I just fucking spoke for 3 minutes. Come on.
Motherfucker, I don't fucking have one.
They're the best filters ever.
So I just finished smoking it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Good God, those were nice and easy to roll up. If you want the big one, you want the small one.
Ooh, look at that.
Bro, I used to have some of those. Do they slide for you to pre-roll?
So
I'm sure they do.
hang on. I have just enough to actually make one more right now.
You can
smoke it.
look. I want to throw this out.
Don't be a bitch.
You can do tobacco cigarettes with the filter or weed with the filter with those. I used to roll 20 cigarettes of tobacco with a filter, put them in my Johnny Cash case, and go to the weird emo bars, like 80s Night of the Spanish Moon in the hood, and I was a hit, dude. Like, I got laid for that.
So
Das filter might get you laid.
I get 40 of these little fuckers. I get the 6mm ones.
And if you use code high value, that saves you money at checkout.
That's true. Cashman, what size do you have over there?
I got them big boys. I got the 8mm.
8mm.
Yeah.
So I got the 6. He's got the 8. But like I said, there's the big long one, or you have the little one, and I'm gonna roll up me a quarter slim right now. Show the boys how it's done.
That quarter slim. Bruh.
Yes, sir.
The terms have changed. We had blunts and joints back in my day. That was it.
Right?
Quarter slim.
Quarter slim.
Quarter slam.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Saying that like you smoke
I remember.
red.
I'm not gonna
I remember
this
the
down here.
knives.
Bro, I'm just gonna say, after I quit weed, because I had to quit when I was like 23 to start doing all the work stuff, people still called me to roll blunts for them. Just throwing that out there. Like, I spit so sharp, my tongue a razor blade. I got these hoes calling at me like I'm Flavor Flav. You know what I'm saying? Florida man knows what I'm talking about.
Dude, I believe it. I see it.
I got a freestyle space I'm trying to schedule with Meta where we're literally just going to freestyle with my guitar and her ukulele. So we're trying to schedule it. I got so much family stuff, but could be awesome.
Just like that, baby.
Ooh.
What was that, 30 seconds? 45 seconds?
I might freestyle about Das filter.
Go ahead, do it right now. Off the rip. At the end of the show.
Das
We want
filter,
me to do?
Eric Pilter, roll it up and get it with you, getting smooth when I'm high. But I gotta tell you why, because it's so clean. I heard they got that carbon with them and that submarine. Make me feel like I'm riding with them because I float up in the sky when I'm smoking on that Das. Smoking on that Das. If you don't feel me now, smoking on that Das.
Yes. That was fucking great, man. I'm gonna make that into a commercial for them. Straight up.
Fuck yes. I just
Brad
marked
for
it
my
for
bars,
you.
bro. They gonna
I
pay
just
off my
fucking
bars.
marked it for you, bro. So it should be an easy clip. It's the last one.
Man. Absolutely.
FL Dad said, "Am I trying to push past the holidays for, I'm guessing, the twerk contest?" What I would say is, I'm definitively wanting to get this done and over with now, so that we can have a rematch as soon as possible.
Oh,
I just wanted to get it done and over with so that we can win and have those cases to give away to people.
Absolutely, let's do that. Let's make sure we're giving away some things to people. Cashman wants to get in on a competition with, I think, FL Dad. I think that's what you said. You want to do one, and then we'll have a rematch of the twerk off, which will likely have to be sometime after the holidays. I imagine. Maybe we have a
Yeah,
New
yeah.
Year's bash, a New Year's
All right,
bash
man,
with the
but
asses.
You don't want the
that
New Orleans
rematch-
boy in there.
that rematch, I'm gonna do the firefighter stripper pole thing, like I was talking about. I got the
You know-
gear.
B-Rabbit.
Just need somebody to
gonna have
compete
to-
against.
He's shaking in his burrow. But I can hear his voice because it's like, B-Rabbit shaking in his burrow.
For the rematch, I'm gonna need like live hype men. And Corey, you're definitely gonna have to do it. Maybe we'll have to figure out how to get Cashman up here. We'll figure out how to get halfway. We'll definitely have to be like ass
You need a
in
gator.
faces, y'all hyping it up, talking about yeah, right up in there.
Everybody needs a
Playing
gator as a
me.
friend.
Yeah.
If you've seen Little Dicky, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen the show, everyone needs a gator as a friend. It's fact. He's a hype man.
That's all we need.
I used to have him at my acoustic shows. My buddy Tyler, he was hyping me up, dude, for the Birds. He'd be running around the back of all 25 to 30 people like, for the Birds, he's the best. He's the new Bob Dylan. And I come up and I go, for the Birds. And I do the Vicalicious gang sign and I'd fly it. And then I'd start playing crappy music that some people sang along to. So I was
There's
somebody.
a weird psychology about having a hype man.
Bruh, it works.
There is,
People
man.
knew my
Very true.
lyrics.
Yeah.
Why? But they
If
do.
you just have an account, and you call yourself like whatever, and then you have another account that's like not whatever, then like
Yes.
people will be like, oh, I clearly need to follow both these people.
Yes. How do you think the Cosmic
we
Adonis
have
got
one of
over
those
1,000
accounts.
followers?
Yeah. I need to make one for me, not Rando Brad, clearly.
Clearly.
I mean, there is a Rashman baiter out there.
That's true.
There's a Brad
Right.
Rando. That's you. That's actually you. I get them confused. When I search you, I can never find you because I do it backwards.
Those people have been trying
Dyslexia.
to tell me for years that I
Shadow
might be
ban.
boosted, and I'm like, why don't you just like actually type my actual handle? And they're like, oh, that makes sense. You come right up. I'm like, yeah. Weirdo.
Gata
They
is
could
the
be-
shit. Gata is the shit.
Gata. I gotta look that up now.
I met this dude on X called This Man. This Man with some numbers. He's my Gata. He's my Gata. He's my real life Gata. It's beautiful.
All right, boys.
This
Hey,
was an
this is true.
experiment. I liked it. Cosmo, how you
Feels
like the
good.
live? I love the live.
Dude, so much better. I love it. Let's keep going with it.
It's a lot of fun.
I like content permanence. I don't know if that's a real word, but I like the idea of making content forever so that we can just come back to our own clips and be like, no, remember, we learned this. No, we learned this.
I was somebody 8 years ago.
Right.
I'm still doing that. So, yeah.
And
fair
then
enough.
maybe other people will look at our clips and be like, hey, they said some shit.
This was humanity in 2024.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. So one of you two, Cosmo or Cosmic, drop some knowledge on us before we sign off for the evening.
Cosmo, you're smarter than me. You're smarter than me
bro.
all the time.
I don't know, man. I'm like worn out from all that.
Short and
all that
sweet. Doesn't
entertainment.
have to be massive. Just short and sweet. Sign them off.
Word. All right. Well, I guess we'll say just be I guess learning to be grateful, I would say, is a good thing to end on. Like I'm grateful for the space, for these conversations. I think just being grateful in general, like it sounds silly, it's a really little thing, but it changes everything. I mean, if you're grateful, it's kind of like opening up the gates to really all possibilities. So if you're not grateful for what you have, how could you, I guess, look at what you'd be telling the system, whatever we're in, whatever this hologram, matrix, whatever you want to call it, what are you telling the system if you're not thankful for what you have currently and you're always asking for more, you know? And so we'll just end with that. We'll say, I'm just grateful, be grateful, test it out, see what happens, try it with just little things. And, you know, I would try to snowball it, but yeah.
Hey, maybe that can be that one little act of kindness.
There you go.
All right.
Bring it back.
Sounds like a good spot to leave it. And that's
Yeah.
until next week for It's Different. But you can catch me and Brad here again tomorrow at 10 p.m. on Higher Values with Rando and Cashman. Later, people.
Like,
Next
Makes
Tuesday,
sense.
we destroy your religion.
ooh.
Yeah, we came up from the bottom, now we top tier. Rando and Cashman, everyone give a cheer. Higher values in the game, we're the pioneers. Speaking loud, raise it high, forget all the fear. Yeah, this is the moment, we let the world know. Values that matter, let the truth flow. Rando and Cashman, we rise and we thrive. With higher values, we keep the vibe alive. To the truth, let the wisdom arrive. In the heart of the South, watch our dreams collide. Every episode hitting like we just dropped heat. From the streets to the booth, hear the rhythm and beat. Discussions ignite, in the zone we compete. Connecting with the fan, feel that community heat. We keep it real, never play pretend. This journey of ours will never end. Rando and Cashman, we rise and we thrive. With higher values, we keep the vibe alive. Tune into the truth, let the wisdom arrive. In the heart of the South, watch our dreams collide. Every episode hitting like we just dropped heat. From the streets to the booth, hear the rhythm and beat. Discussions ignite, in the zone we compete. Connecting with the fan, feel that community heat. We keep it real, never play pretend. This journey of ours will never end. From the mic to the world, we uplift and inspire. Thanks for riding with us, let's take it higher.
Okay, so strap in, strap on. We're getting ready to go past moon, straight to Uranus.